your girl Ray, or Socially Scented. I am super excited to be launching my new YouTube channel. So guys, we're going to jump into the 10 fragrances that I believe everyone needs in their collection if they are looking to start or build just an affordable fragrance selection in their fragrance wardrobe. Hey guys, in true YouTuber fashion, my mic died, so I'm going to try to get through this entire video as quick as possible. We're talking about Guess Seductive Noir, and I was just saying that this is a dupe for Guerlain. The only difference that it has sage in the top notes versus that lavender. And this is like a crisp, zenny, zesty. It has like a little bit of like a kick to it fragrance. And I love wearing this in the dead of the winter when it's cold outside because it gives me like this envelope of just warmth, and it just takes me to a very good place. And this is definitely long lasting, and it gets the compliments. This one doesn't have vanilla in the notes, but it does give me that same vanilla feel that I get from Guerlain. And this is Guess Seductive Noir. Guess Seductive Noir. So keeping up with the Guess house, we are going to move right into another fragrance that is cost effective, that smells good, that is unique, that gets compliments, that I definitely would recommend time and time again. I don't know how else to say it. And that is Guess Seductive Red. Guess Seductive Red is a floral, fruity, gourmand fragrance that was launched in 2021. This was one of those post-pandemic fragrances that everyone was talking about. And I'm so happy that I got my nose on it when I did. I purchased this one from Amazon for about $15. And it smells so good. This has top notes of cherry, almond, and pink pepper. Middle notes of cherry blossom, violet, and magnolia. Base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, and sandalwood. And for me, this is sort of like a Baccarat Rouge 540 fragrance. And it just has an added cherry note. It gives you that same flossy, sugary vibe, but it just has this nutty take on it, which is something that, for me, cherries always do. They always go nutty. And a part of me really was like, they put cherry and almond in this fragrance. Did they not want the cherry to go medicinal, right? Because it's super almondy and nutty and creamy. And this is probably the only pink pepper fragrance I have that does not smell like pencil sharpenings on me. And I do love pink pepper fragrances. Hear me out. I love them. They usually smell like pencil sharpening when you first spray them out. So this is Guess Seductive Red, and I definitely recommend this if you are starting your fragrance collection now, or you want to just add something that is affordable to your collection, but gets compliments, can be worn at night, and can be worn when you are dressed up. I highly recommend this one. I'm just looking at my dent. I highly recommend this one because it definitely gets the compliments, and it's definitely worth more than the $15 I paid for it. And yeah, look at that dent. The next one on my list is an Arabian fragrance. So guys, Arabian fragrances are the rave right now. Everyone and their mother is talking about Arabic fragrances. Whether you are on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, the girls are talking about Arabic fragrances. And this one comes from a collection of fragrances. They have an original, and then they started making all these flankers. And this one is none other than Yara Tous, which was launched in 2023. And Yara is really just a mango, coconut, passion fruit fragrance. The middle notes are jasmine, heliotrope, orange blossom. Base notes are vanilla, cashmere, and musk. So guys, when I first got into the Yara and the Arabic fragrances, I was not underwhelmed. I literally enjoyed the original Yara. But what I am going to say to you is, Yara is musky. Yara Moy, musky. Yara Tous, musky. In order to like this fragrance, you need to like musk. And I'm not talking about that animalic musk that probably gives off BO or urine. You have to like that skin scent musk, that musk that's like your skin, but better. The one thing I want to say about this fragrance though it reminds me of two fragrances, and I layered those fragrances and then I got this. And I was like, did I need this? This reminds me of Alien Goddess, not the intense version, and Paco Rabanne Fame. If you were to put both of those fragrances together and put a concoction in one bottle, you will get Yara Tooth. I highly recommend this. I have the lasting power of probably 5 to 6 hours on my skin. I got this in the fall and I've worn it a few times around the house, but I can't wait to see how it acts in the spring and the summer, which is when I was wearing Alien Goddess and Paco Rabanne Fame last year. So let's get into this other fragrance that I have. Next fragrance on the list is White Tea by Elizabeth Arden. This is White Tea by Elizabeth Arden. White Tea by Elizabeth Arden. And this is a woody, floral, musky fragrance. Woody, floral, musky fragrance. The top notes are C notes, fern, clary sage, mandarin orange. Middle notes are white tea, white iris, and mate. Base notes are exotic woods, ambrette, tonka bean, and amber. So guys, I am definitely an ambrette lover. If a fragrance has ambrette, 9 times out of 10, I am going to love it. This is really a truly aquatic fragrance. To me, this is a unisex soapy scent that sits close to the skin. It's perfect for a new mom or for a dad, someone that works in a hospital, on office with the no fragrance policy. And the aquatic notes just keep it really grounded. I know some people may think that this should be like a summer scent, but I can definitely see someone working in the office with the no fragrance policy wearing this year round. And the one thing that comes out the most is the middle notes. So the white tea, the white orris, and the exotic woods. This right here it's so good. I love wearing this when I go into the office because it's just that your skin, but better. It's that I'm not trying too hard. It's that, yes, I wash my clothes with luxury soap and I smell good and it's okay because I'm that girl. So if you are looking for a soapy fragrance that you can wear to work, if you work in a hospital, if you work around small kids, if you work at a daycare, a school, if you are a teacher, if you are a social worker with DPS or Child Protective Services or the welfare agency, and you work around children or you work around a lot of people who come in and out and you're not sure if they have allergies and they're allergic to fragrances, this is one that I highly 10 out of 10 recommend because I think that it's not offensive and it also smells good. And this is one that I get a lot of compliments on, especially when I wear it when I go to the library to work. People will stop me in my tracks, especially in South Carolina because the weather is not too cold. So when I walk by, especially if I'm in a building, there's a whiff of it, right? And it just smells like I'm so clean. And people always ask me what I am wearing. This is definitely like a white t-shirt, denim jeans type of outfit where you are put together and you just smell good. This is a White Tea by Elizabeth Arden. Okay, the next one, I don't even have it up here. So the next fragrance is Let de Coco. The next fragrance is Let de Coco by Le Gourmand. And basically, guys, this fragrance right here is a fluffy, fruity, gourmand fragrance for women. The top notes are bergamot, middle notes is coconut, and the base notes are vanilla and praline. But as much as people want to believe that this is like a milky fragrance because of the bottle, you're seeing that milky juice and you might think oh, this is going to be like a creamy, milky coconut. It's not that. This is literally a watery, fresh inside of coconut. So if you were in the islands and you got a fresh coconut water and they asked you if you wanted the jelly on the inside, that is what this is. This is the jelly of the coconut. It's a fresh coconut inside scent. So it's clean, it's fresh, and it's coconut. And the lasting power on me is 4 to 5 hours. This doesn't give me like strikingly long longevity, but it's also, I want to say it's compared to a cologne because it's not a eau de parfum, it's not a eau de toilette, it's like a eau de l'eau. And when I think of l'eau in French, that means light. So this is a very light fragrance. So I know people think when they hear Lait de Coco, they think milk of the coconut and they think it's going to be a frothy, milky coconut scent. This is not that. This is the insides of a coconut. Think about authentic coconut milk, and then you would have what this smells like. It's not that latonic type of coconut. It's a fresh coconut. If you go to the islands and you get coconut milk, it's fresh. It has some subtle sweetnesses to it and some sort of creamy nuances, but it's not doing too much. And I really enjoy this. This is Lait de Coco by Lemon Gourmand. The next fragrance I'm going to talk about is one that I found at TJ Maxx, and it was affordable to me, so I hope I can find it for you guys at an affordable rate. This is none other than Jason Wu by Jason Wu. And this is a floral fragrance for women. Top notes are pink pepper and fig. Middle notes are peony, lily of the valley, and jasmine sambac. Base notes are musk. So remember when I spoke about pink pepper smelling like pencil shavings on me? I get it. In this fragrance, I get pencil shavings. But what I get with those pencil shavings are like a fig note and the lily of the valley. For me, this is a fragrance that I think a classic woman is going to wear. So that woman that hair is always done, nails is always done, makeup is always on point. She's a classic woman. She's not trying too hard. She's wearing her high-end bags, but not the bags that have all the decals and that people can tell is high-end. She's wearing like the pebbled leather, and she's wearing her long trench coat, and she's just living her best life. And in the summer, she doesn't show skin, right? She's very put together, like she's modest. And that is who I think of when I think of this Jason Wu fragrance, right? It has an edge to it from that fig because that's different in designer fragrances, or I should say like affordable fragrances. So that fig makes it definitely a different fragrance. But it's definitely one of those fragrances that is clean, and I think it's unoffensive. And I tend to lean for this when I also work at my office. If I'm going into the office or the local library and I'm going to be around people and I want them to think that I smell good, but I don't want them to think that I'm doing too much, and I have like a blazer on and I look like I'm put together and I'm about my business, I'm going to pull for this Jason Wu. Jason Wu. So the next fragrance is a clean one. And this is the only fragrance, no, this is one of the only, no, there's two fragrances on here that I have had to repurchase. So this is Tonka by Socialy Notes. And the only fragrance in here, the only note is Tonka. One note fragrance. It's also a clean fragrance. There's no alcohol in here. There's no preservatives. This fragrance is not going to last. They say that this is a eau de parfum. I don't think it is, but that's my personal opinion. But this is a fragrance that I have bought twice already because of how good it is. It's really just it's not the most expensive Tonka that I've ever smelled. And it's not even real creamy. It literally just reminds me of being clean. Like when I want to be clean and cozy and I don't want to do too much, I'm going to get this. Because it's only one note, this is very linear. But I will say in the summer when I wear this, I do get a cherry vibe. And I don't know if it's because of the Tonka just getting a little sour on my skin. It doesn't smell sour, but I do get like a cherry vibe from this in the summer. I wear this at home because I work from home. So if I'm cleaning my house, if I'm working from home, if I'm running light errands to Sam's Club and to Target, and I'm really in my like two-piece lounge sets, or if I'm in like just casual clothes, whether that's elevated casual or not, and I'm leaving my work from home station just to do one thing, this is oftentimes what I have on. Because I work from home, this is why I went through this bottle so quickly and I had to re-up on it. because I wear it like water. It doesn't last. I will put it on in the morning. When I leave out to go get my kids from the car line around 1 o'clock, I have to re-up. But this is definitely one that is a standout fragrance. This is Tonka by Socialy Scented. We're going to be talking about this bad boy. This right here is a fruit chuli, if you ever knew one. If you know what a fruit chuli is, then this is a fruit chuli that you need to try. And this is Perry Ellis Orchid 18. And this is an amber floral fragrance. Top notes are dewberry, passion fruit, and bergamot. Middle notes are amber and night bloom and jasmine. Base notes are tonka bean, vanilla, and Indonesian patchouli leaf. This right here is a fruit chuli, guys. I bought this from Burlington Coat Factory for about $10.99. And when I first purchased it, I was like, Perry Ellis be giving me these vintage scents, so do I really want to waste my money? But when you love, this might be my scent of the day tomorrow. When you love fragrances, sometimes you get an urge just to blind buy something. And especially me, a lot of my blind buys are affordable fragrances. Why? Because who's spending a stack or $100+ on something and they don't know if they're going to like it? Some people do. But when I need that blind buy thrill, I'm definitely pulling for a cheapy cheap, okay? And affordable fragrances doesn't mean that it doesn't last or that it doesn't smell good, because this right here smells really good. And when I tell you what it compares to, your jaw is going to be on the floor, okay? This to me, because I'm in the fragrance community, so I know how y'all get down in them comments. This to me is a dupe for Ma Pahi by YSL. This lasts 8+ hours on my skin. On my clothes, forget about it. I sprayed this on when I first got it on a leather jacket that obviously I can't wash. And you can still smell this in the fabric of that leather jacket on the inside. When I tell you, if you are interested in fruit chulis, this is the way to go. Because, baby, what else would you be doing with $10.99 if it's not purchasing this? Next up, we have my favorite perfume to spray around my house when I'm stressed. So sometimes my job can become stressful. It's high demanding at times. Right now, it's conference season and I'm working long hours, and sometimes it can be a little stressful. And when those days happen and I want to spray something on me, on my shirt, on my bed, on my blanket, on my weighted animal that I put on my lap when I'm stressed, I gravitate to this beauty of a fragrance. This fragrance, I want y'all to see this fragrance. Wait, I want y'all to see it. I'm going to show y'all the name and then, so this is Kate Spade in Full Bloom Blush. This bottle is beautiful. And this is a floral, fruity fragrance. Top notes are lemon, green tea, red fruits. Middle notes are rose petals, peony, lotus. Base notes are white woods, peach, cedar, and musk. Guys, this reminds me of Rose's Musk by Montel. The only thing it doesn't have is that synthetic nuance that all Montal fragrances have. When I tell you that this is a very rose watery fragrance, I know it says rose petals, but to me, I get rose water, I get musk, and I definitely get the lemons. It reminds me of something that you would be sipping on a hot day when you just want to feel refreshed. And that is what this does to me. When I am stressed and I spray this on, it's like a burst of refreshing for me. When I can't sleep and I spray it on my pillow and I put my head down, it's guaranteed your girl is going to go nighty-night, because that's how zen-y, if that's a word, this fragrance is. And you see the dent in the fragrance, right? I don't know if y'all tracking, but there's a dent right there. There's a dent. Your girl actually uses this. It's really, really good. And actually, now that I think about it, this is going to go on my April tray because the weather outside is heating up in South Carolina. So this next one, it's really hard for me to talk about it because your girl wants to gatekeep. 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 But I'm not, because I don't like people that gatekeep. So I've been holding this perfume close to my chest for the last 2 years. I got it as a birthday present, but I'm going to share it with you guys today. Don't go run and sell this one out though, because if y'all do that, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Let me get my bottle first. Actually, before I post this, I'm about to order another bottle. And this is none other than Oud Vanille. Oud Vanille by Frank Oliver. And this is a amber, woody fragrance. Top notes are caramel, raspberry, and orange. Middle notes are incense, rose, patchouli, violet, and jasmine. Base notes are vanilla, woody notes, spices, and musk. What I think of when I think of this fragrance is a boss in Dubai. When I wear this, you can't tell me I don't have gold mines in my backyard and I live in Dubai. You can't tell me that I'm not getting my feet washed because I'm Princess Ray. You can't tell me that I don't come from money and my money is longer than your money. You can't tell me nothing when I'm wearing this. This fragrance is definitely a oud fragrance. If you don't like oud, this is not the fragrance for you. Don't even try it. This is not beginner friendly. Do not purchase this if you do not like oud. I say this again, this is a oud heavy fragrance. If you don't like oud, this is not the one for you. And what stands out to me is really the oud and the vanilla. The dry down of this is everything. This lasts 24 hours on your skin. Ask me how I know. I went to a Girl Scout event in the winter and I was there for a day and a half. I put this on before I left my house at like 7 p.m. I smelled this when I came back to my house around midnight the next day. So this is Oud Vanille. And when I think of this fragrance in its whole totality and how it makes me feel, it literally reminds me of caramel with dried fruits. Think apricot, think raspberry, think all the exotic fruits you can think of are on that caramel. And then the person looked and said, this is not good enough. We need it to be a little ooey gooey sticky. And they get like a little torch thing that you use on the creme brulee and they torch that bad boy. And that's what you get here. It's a smoky fragrance. And it has a sticky element to it and a fruity element to it. And it just lasts forever. And it reminds me of Oud Bouquet by Lancome. I was literally going to get Oud Bouquet because I had a decant. And when I got this for my birthday, I was like, I don't need it. Oud Bouquet who? Oud Bouquet where? Oud Bouquet how? That is Oud Vanille from Frank Olivier. This right here, I highly recommend. Okay, the last fragrance, guys, that I'm sharing with you guys is a fragrance that I've been wearing since I was, I want to say 15 years old. I have gotten multiple bottles of this. I will always repurchase this. This is always going to be in my collection. This dent is insane. This dent is insane. And I'm going to introduce you to none other than the best affordable fragrance for the gourmand girlies. And that is Fancy. Yep, Fancy by Jessica Simpson. This is an amber vanilla fragrance. The top notes on this fragrance are apricot, pear, and red berries. Middle notes are caramel, almond, gardenia, and jasmine. Base notes are vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. When I tell you this fragrance has been with me through highs and lows, every time I smell it, I'm in love again. I'm always going to have this in my collection. This has a blast of fruit in the opening, and that fruit is fine by me because it's more like a dried apricot and a red pear. and red berries. This is not your Anjou pear. This is like the Asian pear that has like that brownish reddish skin. I don't know if you can get it in a lot of states. I know they had it at the Chinese markets in New York. That's the pear that I think is in here. And then that lasts about 5 to 10 minutes. And then you just get straight to the start of the show, which is the middle notes. And it's a caramel. It's the nuttiness of the amber. And it's the jasmine that gives it like this fragrancy, florally aspect that you just can't get away from. And then the dry downs is just dry downing. This is probably a good vanilla. If you are a lover of vanilla, this is a good vanilla to have in your collection because it really takes you on a journey and it's a good one. This is a gourmand out of a gourmand. I wear this all the time and I'm going to show you. Look at the dent. Look at the dent. This is not made up, guys. This is a dent. This is a dent. I can easily finish this bottle this year and buy another one, because that's how good this is and it's so affordable. So this is Fancy by Jessica Simpson. So guys, the last one that I'm going to talk about, and this is really just an honorable mention, because oftentimes when you buy affordable fragrances, you have to consider that you might not have the longevity that you are used to with designer and niche fragrances. And because of that, I wanted to show you guys a little gem in my collection, and this is a fragrance enhancer. This is the only one in my collection that is under $30, which is why it's in this video. And this is by Miracle Layer, and this is the Aromatic 02, I believe. And it is a eau de toilette. I purchased this off of Amazon last summer because I wanted an enhancer that I could wear in the summer. And this one was a great buy. I have a little dent going on. It's not a big dent, but I know that this summer I'm going to wear it a lot more. This is just a sweet molecule fragrance. So think Molecule 01, Molecule 02, and just that nutty and just that woody, sweet, gooey. It's just like your skin. Like when you sweat, sometimes your sweat can be a little bit sweet depending on how you take care of your insides. For me, I drink a lot of coconut water. So there's times when my sweat and my perspiration is a little sweeter. And this reminds me of that. It's woody and it's sweet. So guys, that brings me to the end of 10 affordable. This is Miracle Layer by Aromatic 02. So guys, that brings me to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this affordable fragrance for her edition, please give me a thumbs up and drop a comment down below with an emoji. Say hello. This is my first video. Show your girl some love. Subscribe to the channel. This is all I'm going to talk about is fragrances. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you are considering it. And I will see you in my next video.